Oh, another viewer just came on board now.
God damn.
So that one, I'm going to say, is not a robot. That one's a real person because I saw that it just started.
Identify yourself.
And then there's people that come on playback where they're watching in like behind us. So like,
they're just delayed.
Yeah, like they'll start like 5 minutes from now, but then they'll start watching it at the beginning, so they'll be behind.
Oh, really?
I've been told I'm delayed.
You're delayed? Oh yeah,
A little bit.
Maybe. I'm probably I think I'm emotional, not emotionally, but what do you call it? Like maturity level wise.
Oh, you're like a 4-year-old.
Like delayed. I think I'm stunted. You know. I think it's the reason why. You know, like farmers, Beaver, like a lot of the farmers we know, like they're like grown up kids.
Yeah.
You know,
heavy grown up kids because they never got to be one.
Right, because they're like part of it's because they were like adults working on the farm when they were like 10 or whatever.
Yeah,
backing up tandem trailers when they were 4.
Yeah. So their whole adult life, they're just like being the kid that they weren't when they were young. Right? Do you think there's something to that?
There is.
I think
like as in like our the next generation, like I can see me and you looking at our dads, be like what the fuck is my dad saying right now? It's because. We're more mature for our age than we got to be kids and then we got to be not kids to a degree, but more than they did. They never got a choice. It was just fucking slave work through your childhood. Whereas us, we called it that, but to them, like, you know, I think we got to somewhat, we in our minds, we got to live our life a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably on the cusp of that.
No, like, you know how you got to do horse riding and stuff like that? Like, just think, your dad never, or fucking definitely never.
No.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying, like, we worked our bag off, but we also had lives.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's the difference, yeah.
Like, they didn't even have the option to have a life.
No, it's in their recollection of it, no. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But, but in some ways, though, still just having the responsibility that, because like, I don't know, when you were a kid, did you think it was did you kind of think of your parents' farm as your farm? Like,
yeah, a little bit.
Because you call it our farm.
Our farm, yeah.
And then like when you were working there, like you were, like I was like I want to know what grades they were putting on the tobacco and what they sold for when I was a teenager and stuff like that.
Well, my dad used to bring me in the fucking time booth and write down all the. Like when I was a kid, it was you probably too. Yeah. Your dad would give you the big long sheet.
Yeah.
It was your job, and you're waiting on the time box. Like, all right, Dad, what was that? Is that a quarter penny or an eighth penny? You remember?
Yeah.
Or what was it? It was quarter penny.
I think so. It was a Dutch clock. Eh?
Yeah.
Like it was only.
It'd be like $2.50 and a quarter.
Yeah, $2.50
and a half. Quarter. You know, it's like you can get a half penny out of this, Dad.
I don't understand how that works.
We're rejecting it.
Yeah.
Want that half penny.
Have you looked at that? They put it in F.
Yeah.
It's fucking not F.
I got a funny story for you, Kev, actually, now that when you said backing up tandem trailers. So I was in Panama City. What was this? Fuck. This would be a good fucking, I was 22. It'd be a good 13 years ago. 13 years ago. I was with some buddies. Mm-hmm. We took a motorhome up to Panama City. And we ended up going to New Orleans to Mardi Gras halfway through the trip, then coming back to Panama City.
Nice. Panama City, Florida?
Yeah.
Oh.
So our philosophy was we left on my birthday. We drove a 1986 Glendale up to Panama City.
Is that on the Panhandle?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And my buddy Dustin drove all the way up there. Fucking... didn't look at any gauge all the way up. He drove fucking 18 hours through a massive storm. Like we were using 3 lanes of highway. Transport trucks were fucking pulled over, and at the truck stop, we were just fucking bore hogging it. I'm in the top, like sleep in my section because we drove right through, and fucking Pettit's not even looking at the gauges. Next thing you know, we get into Florida. My buddy Goldie fucking gets behind the wheel. He's like. We're doing the old pass off, not even pull over, just jump out of the seat, jump back in.
Yeah.
One's like, you look at a fucking gauge while you were driving the whole time? He's like, no. It's like, you happen to look at the fucking oil pressure gauge? Like, It's at almost 0. All of a sudden, fucking, like the fucking motorhome sounded real bad, eh? Golden's like, you just fucked us, man. Like, we're still 2 hours out of fucking Florida here. We're in the highway. Like, you can't just pull over. We had, and fucking, it was a 5.3 liter Chevy motor in it. We put 5 liters worth of oil when we got there. Like, there was nothing.
Was that bad?
Oh, fuck. It was bad. Anyways, I'm going to get to my part of the story, but it was such a good trip. I got to tell you about this. And, so anyways, we get to Panama City. We met these guys from, we get all, like, Pettit bought like a $10,000 stereo system for a $2,000 motorhome. 1986 Glendale. Smell like old people. Like, we slept in this thing for fucking 2 weeks. Like, I slept on the back couch of the fucking motorhome. Like, we fucking grunged it heavy. And, so anyways, we met these guys from Wyoming. They were in the U.S. military. One guy was in the Air Force. The other 2 guys were Army Rangers. Real cool guys. They're like, yeah, we got tickets. We got a hotel in in New Orleans at the Hilton. We had no way to get there. You guys got a nice RV, or a usable RV. Let's fucking, we'll jump in with you. You can park in the parking lot of the Hilton as our parking spot. We all go to the Mardi Gras together. We're like, fucking right. We're game, because we left going to Panama City thinking, we're going to meet girls. So did a million other dudes. So we got there, and it was work to meet anybody, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, Panama City was full of dudes. Anyways, so we heard about Mardi Gras. We're like, fucking right, we're going. We went for like Fat Tuesday or whatever.
You were there for that?
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Wow.
Best. We went for 3 days. We parked next to a street sweeper in the Hilton, and it was like the fucking street sweepers were custom. Like, they were picking up garbage like a good 10 inches thick.
Beads and cups.
Yeah, and like the whole phrase in Mardi Gras is like, you know, if the beads touch the ground, it's bad luck to pick them up. No, that's what they were telling themselves. The reality is it was so fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, you were ankle deep in grunge.
Oh, yeah.
And then there, like, and it was like old school. Like, we were on Bourbon Street, fucking, like, you know, 4 stories high worth of people throwing beads down and stuff. And
how old are you at this time?
22.
Did you see any boobies?
Perfect.
I was getting to that. So on the balconies, there's, you know, how Mardi Gras got all the balconies going up. Well, usually on the second or third story, every now and then, every time you hit a corner, you'd see like this model posing on the balcony and then there's a cameraman taking pictures of her, trying to show off like I'm some hottie, whatever. All of a sudden, the people we were around, they'd point at her, and like 50 people would just fastball like these beads and just like nailed this broad right in the forehead, like fucking almost knocked her out. Then she's got to go inside. Like, she thought she was being hot shit, and we were all like, fuck off. Like, we stared at you once. That's good enough.
There's nothing funnier than, like, I remember at Potahawk one time where
similar scenarios. You're right.
Yeah, where there's like a girl trying to be all sexy and the crowd's giving her some attention, and then she's leaning into it a bit, and then someone just nails her with the water gun until she like falls off her boat.
And then they just they hate life because you messed their hair up.
Yeah, it's so funny, man. Yeah. It's so funny because as many people, I don't know who's turned on by that stuff.
No,
but it's like does the opposite for me. When we were in Nashville one time on that trip with my cousin Michael and Kevin and Paul, we were at this bar, and these 2, like, they're really good looking girls.
Yeah,
but they're like those duck face idiot kind of girls, you know. And they're sitting there at the bar just taking selfies and shit, and then like
you can wipe the makeup off them with a spatula.
And we're going to just get a drink, you know,
right?
And then they
go about your night.
They hand us the phone, like, to take pictures of them. Or
no way, really?
Well, my cousin, like, they handed it to Kev.
Did you take a picture of his? Did you take a picture of his dick?
Yeah, but no,
that would have been
no,
funny. That would have been funny.
But he didn't take a picture of them for sure.
Oh, like he pointed in their direction, but it's not at them.
Yeah, but like above their head, or you do it wrong.
Like I've done it before. You just stick it down your pants and click.
Yeah. Because the worst than getting a girl to give you the phone and take a picture of her is then when she'll then ask for it back so she can look at it.
Make sure.
And then it's not good enough and she makes you do it again.
Yeah.
I want it to be so bad that, and then say that's the best I can do.
Yeah.
I can't do any better than that.
Yeah, that's my 10 out of 10.
I've heard of celebrities doing that where they're like, they purposely just take the picture themselves. They don't have the person.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I got a picture with my arm around whoever.
Yeah.
And that, the person taking the picture just takes the picture of the celebrity and leaves you out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, crop you out.
My wife got real mad at me one time because we went to African lion safari when our kids were small.
Yeah.
And we paid to have them ride an elephant, which I would never do now. I know, but I took a picture of them. My wife and the 2 kids were on the elephant.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of it. It's a great picture of my wife and 2 kids. They're waving at me, big smiles.
No elephant.
No elephant. I took it from the waist up, a picture of them.
They're flying. They're floating.
You zoomed in heavy.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I was thinking of my family. I forgot about the animal, you know?
And the purpose of what
the
you were
purpose
doing.
of what I was doing, yeah.
So back to my story.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. I had to get back to the trailer center. Anyways, we go to Mardi Gras, had the time of our life. That's almost like a whole episode I could do on that trip.
Right.
Anyways, we get back to Panama City for round 2 because we still had like 5 days left of our trip. So we get back to the trailer park. My buddy Golden's tent is still sitting on the ground. It's got about an inch worth of dirt in it. Because his stipulation to come, not from me, he was on the. Thank God he came because he was. I'm glad he was one of those people you got to be on a trip with, right?
Yeah.
But my other buddy was like, "Yeah, I'm not really sure if he suits this trip, but if you come, you're not allowed to sleep in a motorhome." I'm like, "Fuck, all right, whatever." And he's like, "I don't give a fuck. I'll sleep in a tent."
Was that your rule, too?
What do you mean?
You couldn't sleep in the motorhome?
No, I already had my spot picked.
Oh, okay. But your buddy...
I had the couch in the back of the motorhome.
Your buddy couldn't sleep in the motorhome?
No.
Okay,
No.
cool.
No, the 2 beds were already occupied by 2 other people, and so Golden's like, whatever, man. If I'm gonna, Golden will sleep anywhere, like,
right.
as long as it's fun.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we get back to Panama City. We're partying it up. We made our own fun, and so we were partying with these guys still again from Wyoming. These guys in the military, and all of a sudden in the trailer park, this freaking U.S. government pickup truck, brand new, with a U.S. government plates on it, with a RV behind it, U.S. government plates on it, and these guys were like, "Oh, these guys fucking stole. They borrowed. That's the U.S. government's stuff that they're using to party in." I'm like, "Oh, really?" They couldn't fucking back the trailer in. Like, I'm fucking wasted. And these guys spent 45 minutes. Couldn't back it in, eh? Finally, I walk up to him. Me and my buddy walk up to him, and I got a fucking drink in my hand. I'm like, dude, give me the fucking keys. Like, let me do it. And that's at least in my head what I was saying. What he looked at my buddy and was like, should I let him do this? Like, he was already feeling like an idiot himself because he couldn't do it. And my buddy's like, man, fuck, I guarantee he'll do it in one shot. He's like, I'd pay to see that. I'm like, so buddy opens the door. I'm like, hold my fucking drink. I fucking get in this thing. I swear to you, I had an inch on each side. Like, not a lot of room. Fucking back that fucker in right in perfect. I'm like, because I went to pet it. And I'm like, pet it. Tell me when to stop. Fucking, because there was no camera back there. I couldn't see how far to go. I just knew how to.
Yeah.
So I had to do this heavy S-bend curl with a 27-foot trailer and a quad cab long box pickup, like in a tight trailer.
Double axles trailer?
Yeah, tight.
Oh, that's a tough
and
one.
in a tight trailer park. Well, not easy. And I'm wasted. Fucking first shot. It's like, good enough. Fucking I opened the door, did the old key flip. I'm like,
mic drop.
that's how it's done, bud. Oh, yeah, it was a mic drop.
This is a government guy?
Yeah, well, these guys were in the military, but they were using U.S. government shit.
Oh.
Like, you know how, like, it was clearly not theirs.
Oh, it was your but these were still your buddies, right?
No, these weren't the buddies. These were the buddies that we had met there.
Their friends?
No, it wasn't their friends. They were pissed because these guys were using U.S. government shit.
So you didn't even know them at all.
I didn't know them. I didn't have a fucking clue who they were.
Like,
they were just in my way. I was
how
trying
we
to
met.
walk through the park, do my laps, my rounds, and they were in my way. I had to fucking...
That's so funny that they let you do it, though.
Yeah. Well, because buddy, there was a moment of curiosity of like, is this guy gonna fuck this thing up? Like, we don't even own this shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking right, I got her.
I'll get her in there, eh?
Oh yeah.
That's nice. My stories never turn out that way. They always turn out with me in the ditch at the end, or smashed into a tree. You know, like it never turns out well for me like that. That's great.
Oh, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It wasn't even it was a blur. Like I didn't plan on doing that. It was just like all of a sudden I was done. I'm like, holy fuck.
It's like
The superpowers of alcohol. Eh?
Yeah.
his confidence and alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like this was the first trip in my life where we got introduced to Four Locos. You guys know what those are?
Is that like an energy drink thing?
It's like an alcoholic energy drink.
Oh.
And at the time, they now have them, as far as I know anyways. I think the original recipe is no longer allowed because it was too strong of a booze / energy drink.
Oh.
Remember when they came out with like the vodka energy drinks for a little bit there?
Yeah.
You know, little teasers.
Yeah.
And when energy drinks were just kind of starting to boom.
Yeah. Then they started saying that if you mix booze with energy drinks, that it's not the best thing because it makes you drink all night.
Right.
And then,
which they're right, and I wouldn't complain about it.
No. And then you're like, well, yeah, that's exactly why we do it.
But like these Four Locos, they make you black out.
Do they?
Yeah, like you get blackout drunk, like you don't remember certain things.
Mm.
And then we brought some of them to New Orleans. I'm like, wow, New Orleans is the best time. Like, if I would suggest any place in the States to go to is Bourbon Street or New Orleans on Bourbon Street.
Mardi Gras or anytime.
I've heard of people. I've only been there in Mardi Gras, but people like there's parades every day in Mardi Gras.
But it's gross.
A touch, like. It's a touch, but the fun is so much. Like every street corner's got a whole bunch, like a crowd with a massive cross, and there's people with like religious people with like Jesus signs and shit, and they got the megaphone saying you should stop partying, you're sinning, and
yeah,
you know,
The end is near.
The end is near. Yeah, and then we're fucking funneling beers in front of them, and
yeah, that's fun.
Wait for marriage for sex and all that shit. And it's like, oh yeah, we got pictures of fucking funneling booze in front of them, and they're like screaming, like one of those like background people that are like screaming at them.
Seems like a futile battle for those people.
That was just a scenario, and then there's like the fun was like there's shoulder to shoulder for like the streets are like 40 feet wide, and it's shoulder to shoulder for like 5 miles.
Wow!
And then in the middle of Mardi Gras, some real important dude from Bangladesh or whatever decided to take a 5-person limo brigade, and he had cops like on motorcycles in front and back, and they blew a hole through this fucking Bourbon Street to get to a hotel. And I'm like, there's no way he's getting through, and fuck, they got through.
Yeah, I guess if the car comes, you move, right?
You move. They're also there. The cops are on horses, and I would not suggest getting near it because we were, I got a drunk buddies, and we're all they're petting the horse. Well, fucking the cop sees that, he grabs the reins and they're like Clydesdales, these big,
they're big, eh?
big fucking things, and they grab the horse reins and they like the horse headbutts you, like because they don't want people fucking with the horses, right? It's technically an officer.
Yeah,
it's like a cane. It's like a canine dog, right?
Yeah, you're not supposed to pet a seeing eye dog.
Yeah,
or stick your finger in its butt.
What?
No. That's against the rules.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
I didn't know you'd stick a finger in a canine's butt.
You're not supposed to. Not if it's a service dog.
Oh. Why would you ever need to?
Milk its anal gland.
Okay.
That's why they spin on the floor.
Yeah, do the old prostate check.
Well, sometimes I think that's make the poochie happy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The pooch happy.
I'm more of a cat owner myself.
Yeah.
Less anal gland milking.
I used to have to take my bulldog there to the vet for that, and the vet says, "Do you want to learn how to do it?" And I'm like, "No."
See, it's real.
You want to learn how to do that.
Yep.
I'm learning this.
So you don't have to
first
take him
time.
into the vet.
I didn't know this. What do you mean? You take your animal to the vet to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like doing the spins on the floor, right?
Yeah.
What, they get all too frisky or something?
No, they got built up. Right?
Oh.
It feels like I think, and I've never been a dog myself, but I think it feels like you got a shit hanging out your ass.
Oh, okay.
So you feel like you got to wipe your ass all the time, but it's not a shit hanging out your ass. It's just this big, like, whatever,
anal
gland or prostate. Or,
They just
needs a little squeeze.
got to empty the tank, right?
Yeah, it just needs to be emptied out.
And guess what? It stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you bring him home and you forget a towel and it sits on the car seat,
Oh, no.
Oh,
And
Smells
that
like-
is why I don't have an animal.
It stinks like anal glue.
And, man, just imagine, Kev, that would fucking marinate in the seats like no other.
Imagine actually agreeing to learn how to do it.
You did?
yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't know what it
I thought
costs.
you just said you didn't agree to do it, and now you're saying imagine agreeing. I'm
No,
like,
I
holy
couldn't
fuck. Did he pull a...
My cat got in a fight a couple weeks ago, or about maybe a month ago now. It got a big chunk taken out of its shoulder, like late at night. Came into the house. It was all beat up and limping and stuff. And it stunk horrible because I guess when cats are in fights, they excrete something out of their anal gland.
To kind of make their stake their territory, kind of.
Yeah, show that they're like they're a big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah, you can go do that by smell. You know, if that worked in humans, my buddy Adrian would be like fucking Prime Minister of Canada.
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding. Poor guy's not here to defend himself. He is my favorite person. Like, there's an old Dave Attell joke that's like, don't you ever want to just like, do you have a friend you make fun of so much you just want to call him up and say thanks for all the good times? That's my buddy Adrian. He's such a good sport. I keep doing it. Anyway, we got to get this thing started, man.
Let's roll.
We've had a beautiful story from the Beaver, but we have to do the theme song or it doesn't become a show.
That's
Doesn't
what's
count.
right.
Yeah. Yes.
There it is.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome to Live from the Dutch Hall. I'm your host, Pete Van Dyke, and we are back in the pool shed in Pine Grove on this very hot summer's night. We are here with the All-Star cast of Season 3. This time, I'm going to introduce the guy who sits there quietly, just a stoic and very, very integral part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Charters Robot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Pete.
You know, I just can't thank you enough for all you do for the show, Dave, and I really do appreciate you in robotic form.
Oh, that's
Oh, my
fantastic.
Yeah, yes. Glad to have you back. And beside him, the storyteller from the opening of the program, you might recognize his deep and sultry voice. That is Derek, the Beaver Van Houten, everyone.
Hello.
And running the board and the robot himself, it is my old friend, Kevin Van Dungeon, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, you shorted yourself.
Always.
And I, as I already mentioned, am your host and two-time President's Club Award winner, Pete Van Dyke, everyone.
That's a nice round of applause.
It sure is, Dave. It sure is. So I really thought with this show, I got fired up. Because I was reading some clickbait. You know what clickbait is?
Heard of it.
Yeah. It's like when they tell you, hey, I got this list of this or this. You ever want to see this person at the beach who used to be hot but now they're fat, you know? And it's just anything they can get you to click on their bullshit.
I
So
fall for a lot of that.
Yeah, I do too now and again. But this one I fell for because I'm a big fan of rankings and lists. So this one was the top, and this is how bad the list is. It's top 29.
29.
Top 29.
You'd think they'd just stop it short at top 20 or top 25.
Most of them are 25, and then for this one, they couldn't narrow it down, so they went with the top 29.
Couldn't go 30.
Did you look at the source and we're like, yeah, this guy doesn't sound credible.
Well, the source is just some shitty clickbaity thing, but it was such a terrible list of the top 29 bands of all time that I had to. And by the way, this is just a little asterisk. 2 of the bands on the top 29 are Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, they doubled themselves up.
One is a Jimi Hendrix Experience, and the other one's just Jimi Hendrix.
Two totally different things.
I guess so.
Yeah.
In their minds,
Are they close on the numbers? Or
no, Jimi Hendrix is like 9, number 9, and the Jimi Hendrix Experience is number 22.
It's like they forgot about him,
and then they just did
brought
them
back.
again. Yeah. So this list is so bad. I'm just gonna read it. I'm just gonna read the list. I'm gonna make you guys hear how bad this list is.
Okay.
Right. Then I'm gonna do a segment that we call feedback. We got feedback, and when we're doing that segment, we'll have a chance to digest how bad this list is, and then when we're done, we're gonna go in. We're gonna make corrections to the list.
Okay. Like, were you able to make a top 10 out of those, or did you have to?
Well, that's what I'd like to do with you and Kevin
okay.
today, is to try to make a top 10 list out of this piece of shit, or get rid of some, add more, like, because when I read the list, you'll see right away there's huge missing.
Yeah, there's major
and there's
confusion.
And this is like, you got to understand. Okay, clickbait. Number one, the people that work at the clickbait things, they are marketing to the lowest common denominator in the world. Dumb young people.
Yeah.
Like not just young people, but the dumbest of the young people, which are the dumbest people on earth. And they have no memory or interest, even though it's all available on YouTube. You can see like the history of pretty much the 20th century on YouTube. They still have no knowledge of anything prior to their birth.
Right.
At all. So unless there has been a biopic, unless one of the songs was in a Pixar movie or some fucking thing, they have no idea about anything to do with rock music whatsoever.
They don't give history credit at all.
No, and I don't think they're very aware of pop culture prior to their birth, prior to TikTok. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to whip through this list. Number 29, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Number 28, Prince. Number 27, Elvis Presley.
Okay.
Number 27, Elvis Presley. Number 27. That's fucked.
The King of Rock and Roll?
Yeah, but don't worry.
Okay.
Number 26 is way better than the King of Rock and Roll. Deep Purple.
All right.
Number 26. Then 25, the Eagles. 24, the Foo Fighters. 23, the Allman Brothers Band. 22, Jimi Hendrix Experience. 21, Alice Cooper. 20, Grateful Dead. 19, David Bowie. 18, the Beatles. 18. Okay.
18 better bands.
17, Pearl Jam. 16, Guns N' Roses. 15, Kiss. 14, The Doors. 13, Rush. 12, Aerosmith. 11, Iron Maiden. 10, U2. 9, Jimi Hendrix. 8, Bruce Springsteen. 7, Metallica. 6, Rolling Stones. 5, AC/DC. 4, The Who. 3, Pink Floyd. 2, Led Zeppelin. And 1, Queen.
Wow.
Queen,
number one band of all time.
Wow.
This guy's a bandwagon.
It's obviously because there was a movie about it.
Yeah.
That's not. No one's going to put Queen at number one. That's obviously wrong. The Who finishes at number 4. Now, if people are going to talk about Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and the Who, no one puts the Who number 1.
No.
In those, if you're going to say who is it between the Beatles, Rolling Stones, or the Who, who's number 1? No one's going to put the Who number 1, but the Who is ranked the highest on this list. We know it's flawed.
Was Iron Maiden was ahead of the Beatles?
Iron Maiden is ahead of the Beatles, yeah. So is Aerosmith. Aerosmith as a greater band than the Beatles. I'm sorry. Fucking loving an elevator. Are you kidding me? I'm crying. I'm crazy. I'm lying. Jamie's got one or something. That's all bullshit.
I think Bozy would go crazy about this.
Even Rush. Rush is better than Beatles.
I'm not even a Beatles fan. I'm not. I like some of their music, but I'd put them one of 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you can't deny. Like as far as like
Their contribution to the
Yeah.
the greatest, the people that are considered amongst the greats, you're not going to have the Beatles out of the top 10.
Right.
Like, come on. And then missing on the list, like, let's just talk about, there's only one grunge era band, and it's Pearl Jam. And then if you're going to say who's the quintessential grunge era,
Nirvana.
it'd be Nirvana, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, I would give the nod still to Pearl Jam over Nirvana because they have had like a longer career.
Yeah, still alive.
Yeah. But influential wise and who would be considered the greatest grunge band, they're going to give it to Nirvana over Pearl Jam, really. So you still, like, historically, you got to
Unless they're looking at it like, Dave Grohl is already on that list with Foo Fighters.
But Jimi Hendrix made it twice.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so that trumps
Neil
that.
Young's not on the list at all.
No.
Yeah.
In any of his bands. Or
There's
Eric Clapton's bands.
Yeah,
None of
Van
them.
Morrison, Eric Clapton.
Yeah, like, there's some significant missing pieces on this. Even Jack White over Deep Purple. I mean, come on. At this point.
I know a lot of people don't like him, but Van Halen probably should have made that list over
Deep Purple.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie Van Halen was pretty influential to a lot of guitar players.
Yeah. And they, and they fucking made a 10-year-old Pete Van Dyke, like, fucking rock his socks off, I'll tell you that.
I remember listening to Hot for Teacher in Mrs. Raybuck's class.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got that tape in 1984 for my 10th birthday.
Yeah.
I got a ghetto blaster with one big woofer and one small tweeter, and then I got 2 cassette tapes. It was Van Halen 1984 and ZZ Top Eliminator.
Both good albums.
Both good albums. 10-year-old Pete put the tape right in the tape deck, put the ghetto blaster on his shoulder, started marching around the living room, listening to some rock music right in my ear.
I remember my first cassette tape.
What was it?
It was Our Lady Peace.
Really? Clumsy?
Wow.
Yeah.
I had that
Clumsy.
same.
Yeah,
I had that
it
same
was.
album.
Good. Yeah, it was a good album.
Yeah. It was a good album, yeah. They got a lot of grief for being like a Smashing Pumpkins ripoff.
Yeah.
Which I could see.
It's the same style.
Yeah, but I think they eventually found their own groove or whatever.
Well, after Clumsy, they kind of went.
Yeah, you know how Stone Temple Pilots?
Yeah.
When they first came out, they sounded just like Pearl Jam. Their first album, they were doing that. Remember, everyone was singing like Eddie Vedder at that time. Yeah. And they did. I want to dance with your That's how that was from the first album. Then all of a sudden, Scott Weiland decided to sing like himself, and then stopped being Eddie Vedder. That guy from Creed did it too. That would always do the Eddie Vedder impression.
He went Coconut Sydney.
Oh, I think he was always Cocoa Nuts. That's one of those things. My wife has a very fond memory in her life of a positive time in her life, where the guy that she was hanging around would played this tape on their way down to Memphis where they were living, and it had the guy liked Creed, he liked Poison.
Wow.
And he liked, forget what else was on that fucking tape they listened to on the way down, or the CD. And it was just, and so now when Creed song comes on, it brings her back fond memories. She likes it, so she wants to listen to it. And I can't stand it. It really makes me upset to hear Creed.
Good old nails on the chalkboard.
Oh, it's like there's a few bands that do it. To be honest, I've had a huge Billy Joel
hate.
It was been documented on his program. There's a show called Billy Joel Can Suck My Cock. is how much I dislike Billy Joel. And then in one day I listened to 2 Billy Joel songs, the whole thing, and I didn't get angry. And then I'm like, oh, I think maybe there's some decent Billy Joel songs. And then my daughter knew I was like open to listening to Billy Joel, so then she played me a whole album that she really likes. Mm-hmm. There is some good Billy Joel, but if you want to find a reason to hate Billy Joel, it's super easy.
Yeah.
You just go like,
for the longest time.
oh, Elton John, not on the list.
Yeah, he should be on that list.
He should probably be on that list. Fucking good career. This is shit. This list is like, you won't even wipe your ass at this list.
That's right.
You gotta think of it. You gotta put I just want to get into this. I just want to get into this right now. It's the meat and potatoes of the show,
All right.
and we just have to do it. You have to admit, if you're going to go for a top 10 list of rock bands of all time, right? I'm just going to write down right here 9 and then 10, okay? I think you have to go that you got to think the Beatles are definitely going to be on it, right?
Yeah, I would say Rolling Stones.
Yeah, but we got to start with one.
Yeah, we're going to rank. I'll just rank them after, and then we'll see how it ends up.
Well, you got to have Elvis in the top 10 and the Beatles.
Yeah, Elvis, the Rolling Stones, right?
Yeah.
What about Zeppelin?
Yeah.
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 I'd put Led Zeppelin for
What
sure.
about Black Sabbath, or is that heavy metal?
I would say this is rock, and that's part of rock.
They influenced
Black
a lot.
Sabbath also wasn't on that list at all, but Iron Maiden was.
And they probably love Black Sabbath.
Yeah, and they probably influenced Iron Maiden. I don't know what you think, but yeah, I'll put
Put them down low.
yeah, I'll put a Black Sabbath on there for consideration because we're gonna go and then basically say this is better. What about
AC/DC's on there.
Yeah,
Or no, they're the top 15.
I'd say AC/DC. We'll put them on because they got to be in consideration for top.
Yeah,
10.
I think they're like top 15.
How about
Floyd?
Pink Floyd? Yeah, I was going to say Pink
Yeah.
Floyd. They probably belong there. Pink Floyd. Would you put a Nirvana or something like that on it because of to represent their era or whatever?
Well, and they set a trend, right?
Yeah, I think they should be on there.
Nirvana.
Nirvana paved the way,
But
in their era for a new style. No,
and they would say they got it from Neil Young with the Drop D
He
stuff.
should be on there too.
So I'm gonna have to put Neil Young on there, even though he wasn't on the original list. But I would say Neil Young. I'd say Neil Young is bigger than Rush.
Yeah.
As far as a Canadian export on this list.
Yep.
There's no one bigger come out of Canada than Neil Young for music. Anne Murray.
Rita McNeil.
Rita yeah,
Eat a
That
big
was
man. Yep.
Rita McEntire. That's who that was.
Yeah.
Reba.
Reba. That's what it was. Reba. Yeah.
Reba. Yeah.
Oh shit.
We didn't Queen is still not on this list.
I think Queen's a top 15.
I would say the same thing. What about Springsteen, The Doors, Guns N' Roses,
Elton John, I think, should be on there.
Bowie?
Bowie, The Doors, Springsteen.
Wow, you got more than 10 names there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have to start.
I truly think you really can't make. You can make a top 3, and then the whole system collapses because there's so many.
So subjective too.
Right.
Yeah. What do you call greatest band too? Is the greatest musically? Maybe that's Radiohead or something like that. Or the greatest innovative. Maybe that's 9 Inch Nails.
Right. You can
your
have
list would be different.
Yeah.
Greatest concert rock band.
Yeah, you'd have to go Pink Floyd again.
Yep.
I'd say Stadium Rock.
Yep.
But the best, like Bob Dylan, isn't a rock band, but like Jerry Lee Lewis, or Little Richard and all
Killer,
those guys, or Chuck Berry, those guys that started it all.
I don't get it, but Grateful Dead.
Yeah, they do have their own kind of thing. I think the Grateful Dead has to be considered for the jam bandies representation.
See, you're already talking about representation of a certain
Genres.
genre, right?
I also don't like it too. Would you say for the hard rock, that Black Sabbath would represent them better than anyone else?
See, I like the style you're going in, actually, as in each sub genre top. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're talking about a representative from each.
Yeah, I would say Jack White for post 2000. He's the biggest rock star post 2000.
Yeah.
Because no one's with White Stripes and then Rack on Tours and Dead Weather, you'd be and his solo stuff. I'm nobody's a bigger rock star post year 2000.
I know this. They're not old enough yet to get the credit for the top 10, but I honestly think the Foo Fighters will.
Oh, Foo
Yeah,
Fighters,
they should be
definitely.
on
I would say Foo Fighters.
Like Foo Fighters, man, they're going to, like,
Yeah, they should be on there.
Yeah, they should.
they're going to
on
be
there.
in every musical Hall of Fame there is
Yep.
possible. And the musician of all time, Dave Grohl, is going to go down.
Yeah.
Because of his talent, right? He's been in we're talking he could like multiple successful bands.
Yeah. Like, and if, yeah,
He's got
exactly.
like almost 40 years going now, right?
Huh?
He's getting close to 30, 40 years doing it.
Oh yeah, it's got to be 30 plus.
90s.
Yeah, because the 90s over 1990s over 30 years.
Would he
ago
be
now.
a teenager when he was in Nirvana or older?
Older, I would bet, but I don't know.
Late teens?
Yeah, he's probably been doing it since mid 80s, right?
Yeah.
Like just getting
Yeah.
beat up and
Yeah, it's pretty wild that he's like almost that long into it.
And
Even
the
if
fact
you-
that he still has a voice.
yeah, yeah.
Like, fuck, there's people that I don't think that can only last so in there, and depending, like, also of course depends on the genre, but like he's not exactly in a fucking easy, like he's
screaming.
shouting and screaming for 30 years.
Yeah.
That can't be easy. Now he was playing the drums, playing other instruments, but he's still fucking.
he probably drinks tea.
I would agree. I would agree
A
with
little
that.
bit of honey.
Yeah, he's probably got his own little remedies.
Right.
A nice little salt and pepper.
Where are we at here?
Okay. I think I'm just gonna put we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got 18 picks here right now. And so I just have to do a who's better than who kind of thing.
I'm not going to be good at that.
So we're just going to go. I'm going to say to start out, we'll do a couple of little, just some like
Brackets.
brackets here. So let's just say Jimi Hendrix or the Doors.
Oh wow! I give it to Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, I would too.
I like the Doors, but Jimi Hendrix is more innovative.
Yeah, more influential. Okay, so we'll go Jimi Hendrix.
And
Man of
individually talented as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man of color, good singer, lefty. He was a lefty.
He was, yeah.
Yep.
Prince or Tom Petty.
Oh wow! I think Prince is a better musician, but
Tom Petty would take the popular vote.
it's a tough one.
Am I right or no?
The white vote for sure, but I don't know in the black community. Prince's catalog's pretty fucking stacked, man. It would be a pretty close call, I think, between those two guys.
Hell of a musician. Not that Tom Petty wasn't, but
Yeah, I'm gonna still give it to Prince just for innovation and stuff.
We'll go with that one. Two on one.
Jack White or the Foo Fighters? I'm gonna have to give it to the Foo Fighters.
I would give it only because I don't know enough of Jack White stuff. But
Yeah, I think the Foo Fighters have to take it. David Bowie versus Elton John. That's a tough one.
I'm going Elton John on this one. And Bowie's great.
I'm 50-50 on that one.
Saturday.
I would give Bowie the edge
Yeah.
on that one, so it's going to go with Bowie.
Goodbye, England Rose.
So let's do Black Sabbath or Neil Young.
Oh, I like Sabbath better, but that's a very non-Canadian thing to say.
And influential-wise, I think I'm going to give the edge to Neil Young. What do you think?
Neil Young or
Black Sabbath.
Neil Young.
AC/DC or Led Zeppelin?
Oh, Led Zeppelin.
Zeppelin is probably going to take it. I love AC/DC, but
Same.
Yeah, me too.
I seen them in concert last time. They're in Toronto. Fuck, it was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we know that
AC/DC, that was. I've never seen Zeppelin.
I would love to have seen Zeppelin.
Yeah, I've never seen Zeppelin. When they first came out with the Rock and Roll Train album,
Yeah.
oh, it was fucking awesome.
I think I've seen them 3 or 4 times.
It was awesome, man.
Pink Floyd or The Who?
Oh.
Ooh, I don't. I would not qualify for
I'm
a
going to go
vote on
Pink
this.
Floyd for me on that one, but
I would not qualify for a vote on this one.
Okay, so we got to go. The top 3 have to be Beatles, Stones, and Elvis.
Yes.
Would you say that's pretty clear, right?
Yep.
So of those 3, because that's what is your vote for number one?
I honestly think if you,
What's
if you
your
sent
rankings?
those three to the world, you'd get Beatles, then Elvis. I think, and then who?
And then the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
But in my rank,
Sorry, Rolling Stones, not who. Yeah.
in my rankings, I would go Rolling Stones number one because they've had the longest career, the most
Still doing
albums. They're still doing it. They're still like a great band, and they've got that longevity. The Beatles then second because they so influential and their music made such a impact, and they wrote it themselves. And then Elvis changed the whole game, but he didn't write any music.
He's a thief.
And then he did
Oh,
all
I
those
didn't know that.
shitty movies. And then he just wrote, like, he was singing about, like, crab bakes and shit like that. So that's why I go Elvis third. That's what I would do. But
No, I like your thought process behind that one.
But it's going to be, like, piss people off not to have the Beatles number one because, like, they wrote the greatest band. But then couldn't I say Traveling Wilburys is the greatest band because they were, like, stacked?
Yeah.
I should have put that on mic, eh?
Is it close?
No, it wasn't poop. It was just very, very volatile air.
Is it
Hot air.
one of these?
Ooh, that one's loud.
That's very loud.
So between the Beatles and the Stones for 1 and 2, but I think Elvis number 3.
The way you portrayed that scenario, yeah, that totally makes sense.
And then I'd say like for second round, I would have to go. That's like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and say
Maybe Neil Young.
yeah.
Because he's been doing it since the 60s.
Yeah.
I think you could just leave it in that order.
Yeah.
Oh, really? What did I say first? Zeppelin or Pink Floyd?
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
So then it was like Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and then Neil Young.
Anybody younger than us is just like, what?
Yeah.
And then would we go Foo Fighters?
Yes.
And then there's David Bowie, Grateful Dead.
You're at what, 7, 8 right now? 7, 8, 9?
Yeah, we're at 7, 8, 9.
I think the Foos need to be in there.
AC/DC. Yeah, I think the Foo's got to be in there somewhere.
AC/DC 10.
Okay. AC/DC 10. And then Foo Fighters, I'll put it, say, Foo Fighters,
8, 9.
say 8 or 9. And then we got still
You said both.
Nirvana. See, like, I put Foo Fighters as a better band than Nirvana just because they got lots more albums, lots more hits. You know?
And I think
Nirvana.
Foo Fighters, you got to give them their time credit because they've like Nirvana. You're right. They're gonna hurt on the scale because of the lack of longevity in the career.
And Pat Smear and Dave Grohl are still together from Nirvana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the Foos get it.
Yeah. I think so, too. So we'll put the Foo Fighters
I can't believe they're number one.
from what, the era? All right. So it's like, and then, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. We know what 10, we need 8 and 9 now.
What do we got?
8, we got Jimi Hendrix, Prince, Tom Petty, David Bowie, Elton John, Nirvana.
I think Jimmy needs to go in there.
Okay. Jimi Hendrix, I can live with that. And so that's 8. So we still need number 9. I gotta go Bowie. 9, David Bowie.
Yeah, 'cause what a showman, right?
Yeah, and if you listen to his last album, Black Star, he made that when he was dying. He knew he was dying, and it's fucking brilliant. It's like his best work. He made his best work when he's dying. Like, that's like, how can you do any better than that? Like, I thought, crazy good how good that album is, but very underrated, that Black Star album. And every album reinvents himself, and really kind of like. So this is our top 10. We got it. This is better than
One click.
better than anything. This is not a clickbait thing, but this is our list. In number 10, AC/DC. Number 9, David Bowie. Number 8, Jimi Hendrix. Number 7, Foo Fighters. Number 6, Neil Young. Number 5, Pink Floyd. Number 4, Led Zeppelin. Number 3, Elvis Presley. Number 2, The Beatles. Number 1, Rolling Stones. Dutch Hall list, top 10. Fuck you guys if you don't agree with it.
There's some even in there that weren't even on that other list.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean.
If they got a problem, how can they tell us?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, Kevin, because we do a segment that we call Feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback.
Welcome to Feedback. We got feedback. Come on. This week's segment is brought to you, as always, by our friends at Amazon. If you'd like to go to our website, livefromthedutchhall.com, and you click on our Amazon banner, you do your shopping, and then some of that money will not fund the dick ship to the space for Bezos and those bozos. So they'll come to us, bozos, and we will spend it on candy and hookers and whatever we do. So thank you to anyone that does that. Also, you can support us by going to our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/DutchHall, you can see all the different ways you can support our show. And right now, our queen is Jen Husko.
Still the queen.
And she's the only person that gives us money. We make $120 a year off of this woman. And that's what we're raking in off of Patreon. And I got to tell you, I am making it rain with her money. So thank you, Jen. We are making it rain with your money, and you are the person that we love the most.
That's right.
Any other person, I don't care what, we call you a Diamond Club member, Lori, and, you're just not, you're a great listener. We love you, but you're not anywhere close to Jen. Nope. She makes you look like just a piece of dung.
She'll always be the first, too.
Yeah, she'll always be the first. She'll always be our favorite until she stops paying us. Then, Jen, you're thin ice.
Sayonara.
Let's not count those eggs yet, though.
Oh, what are you talking about?
She'll be back.
You never talk about a negative situation.
Oh, that's right. She's not gonna
right.
Stop. She's just gonna keep throwing money. She'll probably just wake up one day and say, "I haven't even given him enough money. I might want to just throw more money at him."
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah. That's probably going to happen. And so the only other sponsor we need to talk about is BetterHelp. They're a sponsor of our program. And just this little aside, for those of you who listen to this program, you know that I struggle with mental illness or mental health problems, and I have for a number of years. But through the help of therapy, amongst a lot of other things I've did, I've really put myself in a way better place. I'm really happy about it, and I think that you guys, if you're listening to this and you're struggling with anything in your life, I think it would really be in your best interest to go get your head taken care of and get your everything set straight so you can make your life a ton easier. Not dealing with all that nonsense, all that bullshit that's banging around in your head. It's not really worth spending your time and effort worrying about. That's why we're really proud to have BetterHelp as a sponsor of this program. BetterHelp is not a crisis line. It's not a self-help line. It's professional counseling done discreetly online. It's available anywhere you are in the world. It is if you reach out to them, within 48 hours, they're going to have you connected with a licensed professional who can talk to you about your problems, ranging from whatever it is, if it's substance abuse, if it's identity issues, if it's depression, anxiety, relationship problems, problems with your teenager, problems with your relationship with your parents, whatever it is. If it's something that's causing you to be worried about that crap and not doing the things you want to do with your life, go give BetterHelp a try. Go to betterhelp.com/DutchHall, and you will be able to get a Dutch Hall discount of 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/DutchHall, and you'll get. We're starting to go in and out on our thing here. I'm just going to have to fix this. Our feed's starting to fuck up. There we go. I think I fixed it. There we go. So, again, let me just finish this ad. Oh, where's BetterHelp? There it is. BetterHelp.com/Dutch Hall to get 10% off your first month. And Beaver, do you know that line?
Click for a better tomorrow.
There we go. That's all our ads. Now, we've gone on an unprecedented drought on this program for feedback. We have gone weeks and weeks, the longest we've ever gone without anyone telling us what they thought of our show.
Crickets, eh?
Just nothing. It was really, really something else.
Especially when we've thrown some bangers at them, eh? We've been throwing some big.
Yeah, there's some real delights for like shows that were real good. And then, but this week, the Val Cole show went out. And I got a real live piece of feedback. And it should be of no surprise. It's from one of our Diamond Club members, all the way from the beautiful country of Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Emil Van Steeg.
Oh, we got him back.
Nice.
Yeah. He didn't go nowhere. He didn't
worried.
go anywhere at all. He said he just listened to the episode with Val Cole, enjoyed it.
Wonderful.
Yes. And then he went and he said, not sure what you'd done differently, because this episode I heard clearly, been a long time since they've been loud enough to hear properly, which is like, I got to tell you something. This speaks volumes about Emil. This speaks volumes about the dude because he's been listening to our show for years from across the oceans.
I don't even know how it gets there.
Yeah. Miraculous.
The cloud.
And our voices are going all the way to the other side of the earth. This guy's listening to us. Can't even hear us. And he still listens
Still hangs in there.
Still hangs in there.
What a
Can't even
guy.
hear what we're saying. And he still listens. There's just something about the muffled like mutterings that are going on in the background that makes us cows just squirt out milk, I bet.
That's awesome.
Hey, the commitment with him is
What's his name again?
astronomical.
Emil?
Emil? Can I give him a round of applause?
Yeah, please do.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he's a Diamond Club member. But anyways, Emil, thank you for so much. I really do appreciate anybody. And there's Ryan Van de Vondervoort also likes to occasionally tell us through Michael as a conduit. Will tell us if our show sounds like shit or whatever, and it helps us to make improvements. So I really do appreciate when people reach out and tell us, even if it's just a technical issue like that.
Yeah, man.
But don't write off the fact that he said enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's what I liked right off the get-go.
Yeah, that's a good. That is enjoyed it. Come on,
Yeah, let's go.
most people find this horribly boring.
Yeah.
Most people aren't listening by now.
Yeah, this is the part of the show that nobody's still listening to.
Pete, they got to still the world's got to give us credit for the fact that we're still coming up with stories after this many years.
Yeah, I know, eh? I know, and most of them are true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a kicker here and there added, and
Punch up.
a little flair.
Yeah, I still haven't been able to figure out how to tell my favorite story is the one from my favorite story of anything that's ever happened to me is like when I went to Dave's Charter's Stag, and
Your delivery's not been there yet.
on the story,
Yeah,
I can't figure out an ending. Like I know what happens, like what the big punchline is, but then I don't know how to end it after that. Like I can't end it at the punchline because then it just like kind of leaves
a cliffhanger.
Yeah, so I gotta like tie it up somehow. So I gotta have it like a beginning and an end. So
Got to massage it a little bit.
yeah. I tried that story on stage once, and it wasn't the greatest.
No, it didn't fly.
It was just long and then I didn't. It made it. I made it about his shirt or something like that. The funniest is just the fact that he was just like a drunk person who didn't care about the strippers at all. Right?
The
Yeah.
welfare of other beings.
No, you know how like some guys will like get all like nervous around a stripper or something like that because they're supposed to be like hot or on
Some
a
go
pedestal.
stupid.
So they like treat him like, and then Dave could care less. Like he didn't even want to be like like he was marrying my cousin, so this is a good thing. He didn't really want to be there. He wasn't trying to, be a part of this thing. And if you're a groom at a strip club, like on a bachelor party or something like that, they're mostly going to humiliate you, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun for you.
No, they're going for your buddies are going for the ugliest thing in the room.
Yeah, and I don't understand why. Well, I think that's hilarious. By the way, ugliest person in the room.
Oh yeah,
I did that for a guy that was marrying a different one of my cousins, and I was at his stag, and we were at Solids in London.
was there an injury?
Was there an injury in the strip club?
Oh, like if you're usually, I'm just saying.
Oh no, this girl.
It's a bad experience. Usually, also on top of the, oh fuck, now I got to go through with this.
Oh yeah, this is what I forgot. Anyways, I'll tell the whole thing. This girl, as soon as I walked in the strip club, I could see her. She had a back on her, she was like a good 4 foot across her back.
Linebacker.
Solid gal.
Oh yeah, no bum or nothing to speak of for legs.
It was all back.
All back and shoulder. She was very much built like the Tasmanian devil. You know, like
you're
the
putting
cartoon.
a picture in my head. Yep.
Yeah. And she was not a nice rounded shoulder on her. I'd say a nice rounded shoulder.
Nice curve.
She had like a bit of a slouch.
Yeah, a little bit of a slouch. I don't think she was the most confident girl in the place.
Maybe a little question mark shaped.
And
You're putting a heavy picture in my head right now.
so I was
no pun intended.
I was surprised at her career choice, to be honest with you. I was surprised.
This woman looks in the mirror and is like, you know what? Tonight, like every other night,
People are going to pay to see me take this off. And I saw her, and I thought this is perfect for my my cousin's soon-to-be husband, because he's going to appreciate my cousin more after he sees
right?
this.
There was purpose behind this. Like he's gonna.
It wasn't for your entertainment. You were doing a favor.
Right. So I go right up to this girl, and I say, can you go over and give my poor friend a dance there? You know, he hasn't been with a woman his whole life. And then, so then she takes him into the back, and I'm just laughing with my friends, you know, that I've got one over on this dude. And then I forget, because as soon as she comes out, she comes and grabs my hand. And
your cousin's like, hey, well, now that you're done with me, you mind going and take cousin Paul or cousin Pete?
Return that favor.
Return that.
that was just a delight. You know who'd like this? Pete would like this.
Yeah.
You know, here's $20. Go get Pete. So I was like, damn it.
Here's 40. Do 2 songs.
So I'm going in this. I'm going in the back room with this same brute, and you got to sit like shoulder to shoulder in these back rooms, Like in this particular one, you got to sit shoulder to shoulder. It was just like a bunch of like chairs, like what you're in now, but like side by side, and it's just like lined up. You know,
Wait, so you got another dude like 2 inches from you.
well, like a chair's length,
Yeah.
or like maybe there's a coffee table between it or something like that.
Awkwardness at its highest level.
But 2 chairs over is another cousin of mine who hasn't let the girl take 1 stitch of clothes off, and he's seen how long he can take her or talk to her for and get her not to dance ever. Like, so he doesn't pay her anything, really. He just chats with her
Just
and
hangs
gets her
out.
not to make money.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand if that's helping her or not. But he was making her laugh so much, like she was howling, laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because all of a sudden, I sit down with this bruiser, and then you can hear my cousin, like, from 2 over, hey, that's my cousin Pete, you know? And then he's like, he's introducing me to his girl or whatever, you know?
I can almost probably guess if I wanted to.
Yeah, who it is.
Yeah.
And then the girl laughs, and she says to me, he won't let me take my clothes off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
So you guys are all howling back there.
Yeah, it was funny. It was really funny, but we're not doing it right. You know, like that is not the way it's supposed to go.
No, that's not
It's
protocol.
almost the opposite.
The way it's supposed to go is like uncomfortable creepiness, you know, like rubbed up against until you like come in your pants or whatever you do, you know. That's not interesting to me and most of my cousins. We want to just go and fuck around, you know.
Right.
One time,
You know what I like too is other people thought you picked that girl
yeah,
for your dance.
yeah.
I like that part of that story too.
Yeah, because you can't shake your head in shame, because
No.
otherwise, then you've created a real awkward situation.
I also liked one time I was in a strip club with my youngest cousin, and he was just of age. I remember at the time, to go into the strip. I feel bad about this now because I have kids that are that age. But we were at a strip club and it was like his first time or whatever in one of them. So I got him a dance with like this girl, like she is. I got the deepest, the darkest of Africa. Like he had. I just thought I wanted to get him something that was exotic that he hadn't seen before. You know. So I got him.
So your heart was there.
Yeah. Turns out he was a huge fan. He enjoyed it. He enjoyed every minute of it. She's a great performer. So I feel bad in a way of like I don't want to be that guy, you know, that like pollutes a young person. You know, I want them to do it on their own.
He'll never forget Uncle Pete.
I'm his cousin.
Cousin Pete.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm his cousin. He has no respect for me. Like I'm the same.
Right.
But he was a baby when
Uncle Pete will be doing that one day.
Yeah. Uncle Pete. I don't know. I got a lot of nephews, but I would never take him to a prostitute. You know, I would never like want to take my nephew to a prostitute. You know, you have a son.
Yes.
So like, let's say your son's like 20, and you just know he's like a hopeless virgin. He's just been playing video games, and he's been like, watching, like Pokemon shit. And then you're like, you're 21, dude.
I would start panicking.
And he's like, Dad, I just don't know how to talk to women. I've never talked to a woman before. I've just seen them on my phone. And then you're like, no, you got to go. Would you say, like, come on, I'm going to take you out, and we're going to get
Well, it would definitely need a conversation with the person that you're introducing them to, because it can backfire in a hurry, probably. Like, I've seen people in a strip club backfire and, like, or panic, and it doesn't go, like, you thought it was just going to be good fun, and then they panic and freak out. And
oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen that before, too. Like, I've seen, you throw the drunk person up on stage, and you hope they're laying on their back, and then they just start freaking out. You know, when the stripper grabs their belt.
Oh yeah, they don't like it.
They don't like it, and then the fucking security guard comes up, and the bouncer comes up, and he fucking yanks them off stage by their feet, and they do the old fucking thunk on the ground. Well, first the head hits the stool, and then they hit the dirty ass floor.
All right, you go first, Kev.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna tell the story then. Because this is too good of a tie-in for me not to tell the Charters stag story, and because we should have got beat up, we should have got thrown out.
Oh, this warrants a story,
but we never did because the bouncers were laughing so hard.
Oh, that's even better.
And so, anyways, Dave is a puddle, an absolute puddle. At his, we've been drinking all day, you know, like, so by the time we get to this strip club. He is already like high drunk.
He's past win number 3 and 4 and 5, and he's toast.
Yeah, like if you did send him in the back room for a dance, like he would fall asleep back there, and the lady come out and say, "Yo, it's like hundreds of dollars, right?" And he was just not functioning. He wasn't there. He has no memory of it at all. Like he was just drunk, you know. And his brother's the best man. He's like. Really wanted to get him back for whatever hijinks Dave was up to for his, you know,
right.
So he wanted to get Dave up on stage in the worst way. So he's been back there just annoying the DJ the whole time to get Dave put up on stage, right? And so eventually it's like 2:00 in the morning. It's like about last call, you know. And they say there's a guy that's going to be marrying a girl named Teresa, and he's here tonight. We'd like to bring him up on stage. Let's come up here, Dave. You know, and so Dave goes up on stage, and this girl comes out. She's the feature of the act of the evening. Her credit was Miss Nude Portugal.
Oh, shit! Perfect.
Oh yeah. So anyway, she comes out, and her act is glow in the dark paints. She has glow in the dark paints, right? So Dave's sitting there, just stumbles up there, you know, and I go to the side stage. Because I know
this could go wrong.
He's barely walk,
yeah.
You know, like
whatever.
So like this is really really close, and the bouncers aren't really that happy about it at the beginning because they know how drunk he is and stuff. So he goes up on the stage, and the first thing they do is they make him like kneel down in front of the girl, right? and the girl's naked, I think. Yeah, she's naked. And then Dave kneels down, and then she takes his shirt off, right? And he wanted to wear this. We wanted to wear the shirt that said "It's all about the vulva." It was a T-shirt, and it was a guy in like a vagina costume, and it was a picture of him wearing this vagina costume. And we said, "Just wear that T-shirt." And he's like, "No, I don't want to wear that. It's embarrassing. You're just trying to embarrass me because you think I'm fat." And then he wore this cruise shirt. He had a shirt picked out for his honeymoon cruise. He wanted to wear that one instead.
Oh boy.
So, anyways, the stripper takes the honeymoon cruise shirt off. And then she gets out these paints, you know? And so what she does is...
Oh, no, I could just picture.
is she takes the paints and she writes on Dave's chest, "Lick me," is what she wrote on Dave's chest with these paints. And then she dips it in the paint. She hands the paintbrush to Dave. So Dave starts swirling around her boobs, you know, with the paintbrush, you know? And then she takes the paintbrush from him. She dips it in the paint, and then she puts a stripe down his nose. She puts one down his one cheek. She puts one down his other cheek, and then she puts it in the paint again. She hands it to Dave, and Dave takes the paintbrush and he shoves it in her mouth.
No way.
Yeah, shoves it just like direct hit, mushed in her teeth. Fluorescent orange paint, just like coating her whole inside of her mouth.
No, I did not see this coming.
And
you guys are all shocked at this point.
Oh, I'm banging the stage, laughing so hard. I didn't see it coming at all. Dave just rammed it in her mouth. He was upset that she painted his face, I guess. So then he shoves it in her mouth. This girl's like as mad as I've seen a stripper on stage be, and she's just like, "Get this fucking guy out of here!" Right? The bouncers are laughing, but they're like running over to me, saying, "Is this guy yours? You know, get him off of there." And then so I gotta go up on stage to get Dave off because Dave's not coming off stage.
Oh no, he wasn't done
Got
yet.
the bug.
Dave's walking around. The girl's a professional. The girl's already got her. She realizes, fuck the act with this guy. I'm going to go pick up my tips. So she's sitting there picking up toonies with her tits or whatever she's doing on the side stage.
Yeah.
And Charters is shirtless, just walking around the stage.
doing a lap.
Now he starts rifling through her stuff.
Oh boy.
No.
And she's sitting there literally like pushing her tits together, you know, over some guy who's lying on his back on stage. And she looks back, and this guy's going through her bag.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm looking for a fucking towel," right? And then the bouncers are starting to get like kind of a little bit more animated now, where they're laughing, but they're like, "Get him off of there," you know, like. So I got to go grab him on stage, and we grab him. He's shirtless. He's carrying the crew shirt now, and we really had to carry him into the bathroom and wipe his like chest down with like those brown paper towels to get the paint out of his chest
with the sandpaper towel.
Yeah, those like totally non-absorbent paper towels,
piece of plywood.
Yeah, the water like beads up on the top of it, you know.
Yeah.
Slice of wood.
Yeah, fucking. Anyways, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But I don't know how to make it. And his brother was like really mad. Like, you ruined it. You ruined the whole night. I'm like, what?
That's
you didn't ruin anything.
Made the night for everybody.
Yeah.
That is my favorite thing I've ever seen with my own two eyes, because that girl like thought that
she was getting one up on Dave, and she never did.
Ever did.
Dave won that battle. Maybe not the war, but he won the battle.
Oh, I think he won the war. Everything, because. You want to know why? Because like all the power that she had was based on something that didn't impress Dave at all.
Yeah,
And
like he wasn't in the market for whatever she was selling. So like all the things that would make him like behave himself, like when she took a little bit of a liberty on him, he was like, "Fuck you,"
Yeah.
you know. And I just
he made her crumble.
Oh, when she was yelling at him too, the funniest part was like her teeth were all orange. You know?
They were glowing.
So like she couldn't get it all out of her mouth. So as she's yelling, you just see her whole orange inside of her mouth from her eating that fucking.
Godzilla.
Oh man,
Boy, did she not see that coming.
no. That's the thing about. I don't think Dave saw it coming either. Like it wasn't premeditated at all. It was just like an impulse thing. Boof, right in her mouth. That is so funny to me. Like that he is a beauty because you'll get him like I'll get a story like that about once every 5 years where he'll just do something that I didn't, under no circumstances would I even think of doing something.
Like you couldn't even have planned it.
Like I couldn't have in my mind made that up.
Yeah, I didn't see that going in her mouth.
And then when he did it, I was like, that is perfect. like you can't get any better than that. Like the look on her face, she didn't see it coming at all. Like she had no idea that he was going to do this.
Just being playful.
And then she's probably thinking like he's probably going to go back to the tits again, or like maybe this time he's going to try to get at my wazoo or something.
Yeah.
And
but
he was like, no, I'm going to make your night suck.
You touch my face, I'll touch your face, bitch.
Yeah.
He just like went right in.
Right in the pie hole.
Oh, man. And you went from a girl who was being this, like, the whole sexy act immediately was gone.
Angry.
And it was just this angry, like, woman who was, like, obviously dealt with asshole drunks before. You know, like it was.
But this is now on her top list of
she's got
worst experiences in my life.
I mean, that can't be one of her highlights. The guy she had a toothbrush in my life. Yeah. Man, it was for the bouncers there that night though, because they had never seen anything like it. They were laughing their asses off.
I would, and if I were them, I would have done too.
Like they were saying, like you guys are all kicked out. Like when we were taking them off stage, they were saying to us like, you guys are all kicked out, eh? And we go, oh yeah, we totally know we're kicked out.
Yeah, like there's no disputing this.
No, we're going to give you no problems whatsoever. Yeah. We're going to leave anyways. It's like last call, and we got to get a sausage at that sausage cart.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there's no question. We got to get in that line.
Yep.
Yeah, you ever leave the downer without getting a sausage?
Oh, you got to get a hot dog.
Yeah, you got to get something.
It'd be crazy not to.
Soak up the booze, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, those are my favorites.
Street sausage.
Well, we ended on a real high one there. We we started out with a nice Mardi Gras. We ended up with a nice Charters assaulting a lady of a exotic dancer story. And really, if you're going to tell stories on a program like this is the way to do it. We fucking nailed it again, guys.
Fuck yeah.
Guys, if you're listening to this program and you think, you know what, I like it, you know what, one of my friends would like it too, then what you do is you fucking tell them, you know, oops, you guys should tell them. I have my ad on the whole time. But tell them, and then tell them, listen to us, or give us some feedback. You can go to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com. You can go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, fucking whatever else you can think. Not TikTok. I won't do it.
Won't do it.
No. But
dumb.
Anyways, I give you enough places you can find me on the interweb or livefromthedutchhall.com. That's a great site. You go on there. And I actually am up for doing shows. So if you want to book me for a comedy show, I don't care. I'll come to your backyard. I'll come to your fucking hospital bed, whatever you want. I'll tell you a
do a nice bar mitzvah.
I'll do whatever, yeah. Bar mitzvah. You want to hear some dick jokes at your bar mitzvah? I'll be telling a bunch of 12-year-olds nice, good, dirty fucking cock jokes. You know? And they better like it, because that's what I do. I don't know another gear beaver, and I don't even want to.
Exactly. Yeah. Nothing but high gear.
That's right. So, guys, things are opening up out there, and hopefully you're going to be having some fun soon. Enjoy your summer. And happy belated Canada Day. Until next week, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday.
Oh, that's fantastic.